This video is an introduction into copy-paste inside of the timeline editor. Copy-paste lets you copy-paste different types of data, keyframes, tracks, components, objects, and even the entire timeline itself. Let me get started with the keyframes and show you an example of that. So in this timeline, it's pretty simple. It's just example stuff. There's an object that moves up and stays up, and it's because it's animated on its Y channel here. It translate Y. Now I can do something like take and copy this first key here by pressing my copy icon up here, and the one next to it is paste. Move to where I want to paste. Make sure I've deselected the key, but I've still got the channel selected because I want to paste into here. It's telling me where to go, and paste. So it added that key. So now the object went back down. So you can see that it goes up and down. Let's look at this in the curve editor real quick. Select those, copy. With the playhead being at 0, it keeps track of the difference between the first key and where the playhead is, that time. So if I take and move to my last key, unselect the keys, because I want to paste on top of the keys, I want to paste on the channel that I have selected, and hit paste. It'll paste relative to where the playhead is in that offset. So I can keep pasting and loop this out as many times as I want. In contrast, if I had, say, selected a key like this one and copied it, and then selected another key and pasted, it would paste right down on top of that key and essentially drop it down. But this opens up the door to being able to paste onto multiple keys at the same time and do some interesting things there if you wanted to. So maybe I wanted that to be a little higher. Maybe I wanted that to be a little lower. Well, whatever. Maybe we'll flip it. Something like this. I think what I want to do is something more like this. So that's the pattern I want, because I want to start high, go low. And I hit copy. I'm just going to grab all the keys and paste. So it's taken that pattern and repeated it dun 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 dun. And it would do that if you had 3, 4, 5, however many keys, as many times as there are keys selected to paste onto. That's one of the things you can do. But let's do this now. Let's take it with the channel selected, go ahead and copy it. Now copy paste tries to be smart, and I need to be very careful with where my playhead is. Let me get that back at 0. Copy that again. It tries to be smart. It knows that you're copying transform, translate Y. So you can actually go into this object here and just at the object level say, drop that down onto that object, paste it, and it'll handle it just fine. So this Omni light over here will now do that same Y motion. But this stuff doesn't stop there. You can do some interesting things. So let me select the light. Add a color to it. So one of the interesting things you can do is you can paste from one thing to another if you're very explicit about it. So for example, we're copying this Y. I can take it and I can paste that into the red channel on the color. And maybe we'll go ahead and do it from frame 20. So with that selected, paste. I've now taken that up and down motion and pasted it into my red channel. So you can see that here was the original key that I had select from the property editor, and then here are the keys that I pasted. Now I wouldn't be able to take and copy translate and paste that down here, but if I had X, Y, Z selected, I could copy them and paste them. So I can copy that. I believe it'll let me do this. It might not. We'll see. Select translation up here on the light. Well, actually, we'll do it up here on this object. And paste. And it looks like it's smart enough to know that I'm not going from data that it understands to work with that. But you could do that. What you would need to do is work down at a level slightly lower than that. So I need to select the X and that and copy it, And then I need to come up to this object here and just give it a key. Hit a key. Now with the X and the Z selected, now I can paste. And it's got the same data that we grabbed from our color channel down here. Kind of crazy. So something else you can do is copy an object from one timeline to another. So say, for example, I like this light. I can select it, copy it, back out of this timeline, go to a new timeline, edit it. It's not in here. Nothing selected. Just go ahead and hit paste. And it's transferred over all of the animation that we just had over here. And if that wasn't good enough, let me go ahead and delete this object. Let's go back over the first timeline. You can take and with nothing selected, copy. It'll actually copy the entire timeline. Go to your new timeline. Again, nothing selected, paste. And it'll paste over the entire timeline.